Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're coming across my channel for the very first time, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing. To my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. I love you so much and I hope we are all doing fine. So in today's episode is about this video I saw on TikTok and I decided to share it here about this man, a relationship coach. He was telling the ladies that black men are the hardest to date. And he went on to mention the reasons why he thinks black men are the hardest to date. A lot of people stitch this video, both men and women. So let's jump into the video. And please don't go away because at the end of the video, I will leave my own comment. And please keep it in mind that this channel does not support any form of violence, hate speech, or bullying. We only share information here for education purposes. So let's jump into the video.
Girl, black men are the hardest group of men to date. And if you don't believe me, you can look at the divorce rates. Black men that marry black women get a divorce rate that's at 100% higher than the average. Black men that marry white women are at a 200% divorce rate increase. Black women that date non-black men are anywhere from 20 to 44% less in divorce rate. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because most black women are dating and marrying black men, and there are certain challenges involved with that I think are important, so I wanted to share those with you so you understood. Am I saying that I don't want you to be with a black man? Not at all. 2/3 of my clients actually end up with black men, but I want to make sure that you're vetting them very well so that you get healthy, healed black men. Okay? Okay, so what am I talking about? First, let's talk about mom. Girl, in the 90s, 75% of the households, black households, were single mother households. So black men generally have two relationships with their mother. Either they were a mesh, so entitled, and they think that they're the prize, and they are looking for women to be mothers, or their mother was very highly critical, judgmental. So a lot of black men are actually running away from black women because they're running away from their mothers. So a question that you want to ask if you're dating a black guy is ask him about his relationship with his mother. Yeah? Okay, number 2, money. Unfortunately, because black men are less educated and some, systematic prejudices, racism, discrimination, black men are not making as much money as probably they need to be. But also, they're making less money than black women. So, and this is the only kind of racial group where this happens. And so it is very hard to find a black man that is making more than you. And if that is the case, oftentimes, black men will feel emasculated and often try to humble you and control you because they don't feel like they're in financial control. So that makes it a little bit challenging when you're dealing with black men. You want to ask him what he does, right? You want to ask him, and then you want to glass door that mofo, girl. You also want to ask him how many people he manages, right? Because if he can't manage people professionally, you probably can't manage people personally. Thirdly, you want to ask about the men in his life, his mentors. A lot of black men actually don't have many mentors, so it's really weird to say and it feels very archaic, but it's very true, and it is this. A man is looking for an alpha man to kind of check him. That is kind of the orders of operation, PEMDAS, if you will, in terms of how to kind of raise a man. And so if he doesn't have mentors, a father, other elders to kind of keep him in check, he's going to be out here kind of roaming the streets like many of them are. So you want to ask him, who are his male role models and mentors, okay? Fourthly, you have to understand something. There are 100 black women to 88 black men. So what that means is, and if you went to college, you understood this gender ratio gap. It means that oftentimes men have more power because there are fewer of them. So it means that they're going to have lower commitment rates and higher abandonment rates because they're going to have other women waiting for them, which isn't necessarily the case for black women because there's so much more of them. And if you are in a bigger city, it's going to be even worse, right? It's actually like 20-25% more black women than black men. So it makes it harder to date them. So when you're asking about kind of his commitment level, you want to ask him how many relationships he's had that has lasted more than a year, okay? And finally, the reason why it's kind of harder to date black men is because of the micro and macro aggressions that they have to face, similar to what the aggressions that you have to face. But oftentimes, those things will lead to depression and anger for men, and they might bring it home, which can make it very hard for black women to be with them. So you want to ask them how they deal with those sorts of aggressions on a daily basis and how they manage it mentally, intellectually, emotionally. I hope this is helpful as you evaluate black men, and also I want you to date everybody, right? I know that the biggest flex and in terms of being able to find success in your dating life is to be able to date everyone. I hope this helps as you navigate your dating journey, and if you want help with that, definitely book a call with me. Girl, black men are the hardest group of men to date. And if you don't believe me, you can look at the divorce rates.
The first reason he said was the mom. So number two, he said money, because he said most black men aren't really that educated. And then he also said because of systematic prejudice and racism and all that other good stuff. Then he say black men make less money than black women. And we all know, if you look up the stats, that is a lie. And then he says there are 100 black women to 88 black men. And he said that ratio means that men have more power because there are fewer men than women. This is like one of the main reasons why we have so many problems in today's world, because instead of people actually going out into the real world and meeting people and getting to know how people operate and get to know people, they would rather not do that, but they would take advice from a random person on the internet that got y'all out here looking at black men like we fucking animals or a lab experiment or some shit. Like, the logic behind all of this makes no sense at all, especially if you are a productive person out in the real world. The thing that I hate about social media most when it comes to like trying to give our relationship advice, these people are literally teaching y'all to go out into the world and look for the worst things in a person so you can prove this man's point. Like, y'all really go out here and try to find a problem. Because I'm gonna tell you what I see in the real world. Women go out here, find the most ain't shit man, don't even be in a relationship with him. It'd be a situationship, right? And even if they're in a relationship, they lie to themselves because they see the potential in him, right? And then once he done dragged them through the mud and yada yada this and yada yada yada, they find a good man and try to downplay him and try to hold him to this standard they didn't even hold that person to. And then with being a black man, if there's a room full of 30 black men, let's say 20 of them are good black men, and the last 10 of them ain't shit black men, right? They're gonna group all of us together with those 10. That's just what they do.
Girl, black men are the hardest group of men to date.
It's very hilarious when I see videos like this of whenever people, specifically whether they be black, white, Asian, Hispanic, but more importantly, when I see black people within the communities make these overgeneralizing videos about black men, saying the reason they're so hard to date, and then they list every single negative stereotype that encompasses black men and just say this is placed on majority of the black men in the community. And then they go in just to say all these random, unverified and just untruthful statistics saying black men make less than black women, majority of them are raised by their mothers, they bounce from relationship to relationship, as if the same can't be said for certain black women in the community. Listen, if you are a black man that has trauma from black women, or if you are a black man that is consistently working on himself, working to be a better man, don't let videos like these make you feel like you're doing something wrong, or is that there's something wrong with you that just because you were raised by a single mother. Take these videos with a grain of salt. Understand that people like this are literally just looking to garner a certain demographic within the black community that have certain issues with black men and just love to overgeneralize them. In general, on average, the average black man makes more than the average black woman. They are not getting out-earned by black women. You can literally just look that up. Yes, there are somewhat more educated black women, but that does not outweigh who makes more in the community. Yes, there are some traumatized black men that do have certain problems in the black community. The same way there are certain traumatized black women that do have certain problems in the black community. So listen, if you are a black man that has been traumatized by black men or black women, and you're doing the best in your case to be the best man you can be for the black people in your life and the black women in your life, continue to do so. Don't let anybody stop you from doing that. Don't let people like this that are just spouting random, incoherent, untruthful statistics and generalizations on black men stop you from being the best black man that you can be. And this is coming from a young black man, 21 years old, who turns 22 in May, who was raised by a single black mother with 2 black sisters, that has somewhat trauma from black women in my personal life that doesn't portray that or put that on the black woman that I'm choosing to date in my life, because I only love black women and I only will be with black women. If you're a man that can reflect on himself, check where he's wrong, and then push forward to be a better man and not place his traumatic experiences on other black women, continue to do so, continue to heal, continue to be the best version of a black man that you can be, and don't let certain people like this make you feel like that you're doing something wrong because of the circumstances that have been dealt with you, that have been, that you've been dealt with in your life. Continue to be you, continue to self-improve, continue to reflect, continue to have a positive mindset when it comes to who you are as a person, and don't let the things that you've been through have negative effects on the people that you choose to bring into your life. And that's all.
Girl, Black men are the hardest group of men to date.
So I am a Black woman who is happily married to a very healthy and supportive Black man, but I can also recognize a lot of truth in what he's saying, and I can acknowledge the statistics are real. And I will never hop on the bandwagon of like bashing all Black men. And I don't think at all that that's what he's doing. He's just stating some facts. And I don't think that all Black men, obviously I'm married to a Black man. I don't think that all Black men are terrible or not marriage material, but they are, slim. They're slim pickings and they are few and far in between, in my opinion. They're like unicorns now. So I will always encourage Black women to expand our options and date very intentionally so that you can be sure to get you a healthy and supportive partner. So that means date all men, date them all. Do not limit yourself to only Black men. And I know a lot of us have this dream of Black love, and I'm not saying you should discard your dream or lose all hope. But most importantly, you want a partner that is just going to love you, respect you, support you, be there for you. And, if you open up your dating pool to other options, then the odds are going to be more in your favor. That's just the reality. And my husband and I actually have these conversations about the disparity between Black men and Black women in the dating pool and in marriage. So, he is very cognizant of that. And I think that's a reflection of where he is as a man and what I believe it required of him to get to that point to be able to recognize those things are accountability, are growth, are success and progress personally for him. And I'm saying that to say the Black men that can be honest and truthful about the statistics, about the reality of dating amongst the Black community are those unicorns. They are those men that are hard to come by, but they do exist. They exist, but don't put all your eggs in one basket, sis. Explore your options, open up your heart to potentially finding a man, no matter where he comes from, no matter what his skin complexion is. You're just wanting and you deserve a man who is just really going to love and support you in a very healthy way.
Having watched the video and the stitches, okay, Black men have a lot of work to do. I can admit to that. I honestly think both Black women and men need to continue working together and build internally. A lot of these Black men are very controlling and sometimes aggressive. A lot feel that they need to be in power over a woman. But I cannot generalize this because even in other races, they are men like that. Dating is just hard for everyone these days. Him being the relationship coach needs to preach love between Black men and Black women. Anyway, please share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video. It's a bye for now, and stay safe.